All right, welcome to the next level. Got my man Ronnie Salem with me today. How we doing, Ronnie?
Yes, sir. Happy to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming up, dude. Appreciate you. We're going to talk about some sales, but also some building, right? So this is the next level. We do talk a lot about sales here, which is a huge, aspect to what we do. I also believe that you can't be a productive manager and grow a team if you don't know how to sell.
Yeah,
and
they go hand in hand.
Absolutely. Not saying you have to be the top salesman in your agency all the time, because there's going to be a point where building your agency is going to consume a lot more of your time. That's not day one. So when a guy has an agency, of 8 agents, and he goes, my sales are taking a back seat because I'm building. No, it's not. It's a lie. Yes, the math ain't mathin', dude.
No.
But when you get to the point where, hey, you're doing $1 million plus a month, couple million, and there will be a time where running the agency is going to consume a lot of your time, but it's definitely not in the early stages. No. So if you don't have a big agency, you can't use that excuse. Well, you can use whatever excuse you want, but no one's going to believe you. So you've done, a lot personally. You're at, 2 and change?
Right under 300.
We're at 300 this year, so you will be Personal Hall of Fame.
With these.
Was that a goal of yours at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, so that's my goal. Just like I said, after seeing Jamie Cherio producing and building at a high level, I was like, I know I can do both, so there's no excuse. But if you want to find one, I'm sure you can find one.
I know some people are professional excuse finders. Yeah, it's like, how the hell did you find that over there? They're good at it. Just locate it. It's like they got sonar or something for excuses. But when would you say you really started taking building a business seriously, really focusing on that to the level that you do your sales?
Yeah, so in November of last year, man, when I saw that we had that 19-year-old kid on our team that put up that 60 families a month, and I saw how much he made, I was like, okay, wow, this is real. So after seeing how scalable that this industry was, that I could take a kid without a college degree, how to make that type of income, that some doctors, lawyers, pharmacists are in school for over 8 years to not even see that type of an income, I was like, okay, we could take this somewhere. And then I started seeing what the industry was doing for other people, and that's kind of what kept driving me to keep bringing in new faces. And you experience a lot of stuff, man. I remember a little bit before November, I thought about actually quitting because stuff was getting hard. I remember losing my first guy, and he went around and talked about me a lot. And, when people are not accountable, they have to talk about you. And then I was like, okay,
but it's not fun to hear, especially the first time.
Yeah.
You get used to it. You're like, whatever, dude, it's crazy.
Now it's like, whatever.
You almost expect, you're like, watch, you're going to say the same shit he said. I got it. It's all my fault. Why you couldn't, get off your ass to do work. That's okay.
Yeah.
But, the first time you're like, damn, that's kind of messed up.
It happens, man. Now, the biggest thing is I look for a track record of people that have that right work ethic, because working with the right people is the biggest thing, I would say. Yeah,
it's almost like, if this makes any sense, it's not for more people than it is for. You're going to weed out a lot. It's not the same type of results you get in sales.
No.
I mean, we know that, from a telesales standpoint, half of the people are going to show up, and you're going to sit down and probably, if you're good and you're good at, coming across properly on the phone, you're going to help probably 75% of the people you see once you've gotten good. It's not like that in recruiting.
No.
You're not going to convert 50. You're going to convert like a fraction of a fraction.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's who you want. You want that 1 out of 100 guy. Let me just go find 10 more of him instead of trying to. It's not a throw a bunch of shit against the wall and see what sticks.
No,
that don't work.
No, it's a numbers game. You got to put the numbers in your favor. You got to talk to enough people so you could see who's actually meant for the business and who's not.
Yeah. Let's talk about the numbers first, and then we'll kind of dig into behind the numbers, like what you've done to generate that type of volume, right? Gotcha. So you, beginning of the year, you were at, about 150K?
Yep.
So just like a brand new VP, getting a bonus.
Brand new VP, yep.
Yep. And you met Zach Twardowski at annual convention.
Yep.
And if anything you take, I hope you take away a lot from this conversation, but the first takeaway is this is why you need to get to convention.
Yeah, 100%.
If you have plans in being in this business more than 2 months. Now, if you're trying to be here 2 months and then quit, you don't really need to go. Just quit now. We'll speed it up. But if you want to make a run at this, you have to be at this event. $99 to get in the door. Nothing. People spend $99 on a bunch
and
of
people spend $1,000 to go see David Goggins talk.
Exactly.
You know, like, come on.
Right. He may get you hyped up, but he can help you sell life insurance.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, $100, I mean, you spent more in gas driving up here, I would assume.
Yeah.
You know? So, $100 to get there. Yes, you got to fly down Dallas, whatever. I remember my first event, there was like 5 of us in one room. That's crazy. No, because I knew I needed to get there for the training. Mm-hmm. I knew what I didn't have in my bank account. And Sean was like, there's a bunch of these guys sharing a room, man. Just pitch in a few bucks. And we did. Mm-hmm. Who cares? It was like.
Make it happen.
Right. So, but my point is you have to get there, because if you didn't go to that event, do you think you'd be sitting here right now?
No, I wouldn't be. Yeah. That event changed my family's life, you could say.
Yep. I mean, you talked about seeing Jamie on stage and the jackets, the motivation. Now, like, so instantly you're like, that's my goal. Mm-hmm. But how did you connect with Zach at the event?
So I remember I was out. Me and Wiley Hawkins are really close.
Yep.
Me and Mahmoud Nasser, my upline, are really close. Like, we call each other the battle mates. We have a group. It's called the battle mates. But we went out with Zach because Wiley was like, hey, I'm going to go out with Zach. Do you want to go out? I was like, sure. And, you know, like, we just started talking, and, you know, I started asking him about his first run that he made to 1,000 families issued paid a month, and how that year started. You know, how we started talking about growth in general, and that's how that conversation came up. And he said, I started at 150 that year. Guess who started at 150?
You already at that.
So I was like, okay, like, if he can do it, I can do it, but I need the playbook of how he did it. So from there, like, one conversation led to another, and then it was like, hey, can we meet up on a weekly basis? He's like, man, I meet up with my mentor twice a week. Mm-hmm. So, like, now, you know, we're talking on daily, and, you know, before the quarter, we go over the numbers, how this happened, how we did here, and, you know, kind of the next steps, man. And that has been able to, I feel like, excel 5 years ahead of, you know, what most people have been able to do. And just making simple, shut up and make fewer mistakes by learning people that are already where you want to get to.
What was the biggest thing you've learned from Zach? I'm sure there's a lot, but from a business building standpoint, because the numbers, you know, you were at 150 beginning of the year. This past August, you guys did over 500, right? September, you guys are going to crack 6. Yeah. And, I mean, you do feel confident. By December, you'll be over $1 million.
We added so many riders, man. It's crazy. Like, Q4, it's showtime.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think the biggest takeaway from Zach, whether it was at the event or through his mentoring, what helped you get to where you are now from a business building standpoint? Man,
so I used to think small, and I guess coming from the restaurant industry, I naturally became a small-minded individual.
Okay.
And he helped me, like, develop my brain, my mindset. And I always used to, like, blow people off that were curious about getting into this industry, because I used to think they would waste my time. But I wasn't setting obstacles. I wasn't testing them out, and I would just naturally not respond. And
got it.
Just little stuff, man, to make sure that people are not wasting my time, that they're the right fit for the business. And it comes down to, like, I remember him saying, like, the reason most people are worried about people wasting their time is because they don't even respect their own time.
Right.
That, like, being intentional with every second of the day has been huge for me.
Yeah. It's funny, you think about the term we use, recruiting, right? Like, you're a sports guy?
Yeah, of course.
In college, they recruit, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they take everyone from high school and throw them on the team and see who outlasts. No, they look for a certain whatever it is. We need more wide receivers. We need a guy who's this tall, who runs this. Yeah. There's a mold. There's someone they're looking for. Yeah. It's the same thing with an agent. Yeah. Why do we treat it any other way? It's not hiring. It's not a W-2 where every application you got it. Trust me, I live in that world half of the week. It's not my favorite place to live. Yeah. From a independent contractor recruiting side, I cannot recruit you because of a company. Whatever. There's no rules. It's independent contractor. So why are we not having a picture of exactly what we want in our mind? And if they don't fit that mold, next. These young kids, they do it on the dating apps now, right? Yeah. Nope. Okay, got it. Yeah. Do the same thing with your recruits. Nope. Okay, wait, this guy, he looks sharp. Yeah. He was in business before. He's had some success before. Let's bring him in. Let's give him a shot. Yeah. But then even that guy, if I'm interviewing, asking questions, and there's a lot of red flags, they ask too many stupid questions, they're asking negative stuff, they don't think they can, whatever it is, I may go, dude, this is probably not for you.
Yeah, and we have this saying, man, that A players attract A players. Yeah. So, like, for me, it all comes back to leading by example. So, like, for example, leaving convention fired up, I hit that 81 families issued paid.
Yeah.
That showed that the guys on my team that that's possible to do. You know, I was
Absolutely.
doing it while leading a team at the same time, and if I can do it, they could do it. Now there's guys hitting 90 families a month on the team, you know, but you have to crack that barrier to let your guys know that it's possible, and you got to do it by leading by example.
Absolutely. Leading from the front is instrumental when you're building a team. But talk to me about the process, right? Because, you know, we're talking more mindset, sales stuff, mentality. That's the first step. You got to have the right mentality first. You have to understand that they're trying to get something that you have. It's that whole doctor-patient analogy, right? Like, you got the job, the sales position that they want. They're applying. Number one means you don't take any shit.
Yeah.
You know, what do you guys have to offer for me? Nothing. What do you bring to the table, dude?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? You responded to my ad, bro.
Yeah.
But talk to me the difference. Talk to me about the difference in your process prior to meeting Zach and having him mentor you when you guys got to 150 versus now when you guys are about to eclipse 6. What changed in the process?
So, man, before I would think I could look at somebody and know if they were going to be a good fit.
You were just that special.
Yeah, man, all right, like see-through people or something.
Yep.
Now it's like I give everybody a chance to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I want to start off the conversation by being personal a little bit, finding something that's relatable.
You're doing the first call. You have a recruiter.
Yeah, so I have a recruiter that's sending out DMs, Instagram. I have inbound messages coming in from the content we're putting out. I have warm market. I'm hitting the market from every single way we could hit it. Yeah, and just investing back into the business so we could do that. But the first conversation, I'm gonna get to know them a little bit, ask what they're doing, why they're looking for something else, and to see if we can be the solution for their problem. So it's doing less talking and let them talk more, so I could find out what the problem is, if it's a them problem or if they're like it was me. Like, my storyline is I was just missing the right vehicle. I needed the right vehicle, and this was the right vehicle for me. So I'm looking for that type of response, and then from there, like, it's a 2-step process. I'm not like, hey, man, here's the course, study for it. Hey, the next thing is I'm going to send you a text message. The first video is going to be a 30-minute FAQ of my mentor. He's has one of the biggest insurance agencies in the entire industry, and he's going to be going over some FAQ. And then the next 2 videos are going to be, one is like Logan O'Brien, the first 30 days as the new agent, and then another one is what you need to do to be successful as a Hall of Fame agent. It doesn't stop there. So after that, I'm like, watch those 3 videos, and then every Wednesday we have a business overview meeting on my team's channel at 7 p.m. Eastern. After you watch that, man, it's going to break down the business for you to a T. After you watch those 3 videos, get on the business overview meeting, let's hop on a quick call to see if we'd be the right fit for each other. So now there's 2 things that are going to happen from there. One, either they don't do it, and if they can't do something as simple as that, trust me, I don't want to work with them because I have a lot of other people to focus on. And then number 2 is they do all those things, and then we hop on the second conversation, which is going to be telling them the next steps, and we go from there.
Got it. That's huge, because how many people are you weeding out by them just not watching the video? Like, how often, let's say you talk to 10 people, Ronnie, and you give them all those instructions. How many, based off of your numbers, how many are going to watch all the videos and then make it to that next conversation out of 10?
I would say a quarter.
Yeah.
And see, those are the people that I'm looking for.
Right.
And those are the guys that I want to work with. And Zach was always used to tell me, he's like, I wish the process to get licensed was harder. So that's why I do those things. And, man, like, seeing if somebody's coachable and can do those 2 small tasks, watch the videos and get on the business overview meeting, and then they either text me that night at 7:45 or 8 to get on a call. Like, those are the guys that I know are going to be coming into this industry, and they're going to be coachable. Right.
They're willing to do the work.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know why this hit me. You ever seen the Beetlejuice movie?
Yeah.
Seen the new one?
No.
So there's a scene in the trailer where he's a therapist, and he's like, time to spill your guts, and they don't do anything, and then his guts literally come out, and he goes, I'm willing to do the work. It's nothing to do with this, but the point is willing to do the work. Like, weed them out there. You're like, well, but what if, Ronnie, the guy was really sharp and he sold a lot before, he just didn't have time to watch the videos?
He's not going to have time to sell.
Exactly. Yeah. Dude, they're looking for, if they skip that step, the way I interpret it is they're looking for a shortcut.
Yeah.
So they're going to take shortcuts elsewhere. What happens when you take shortcuts in the sales process? Yeah. You end up with a lot of bad business, right? Yeah. I've seen it for years. Yep. That's how fraud starts. It's like it's a shortcut. Oh, I don't really
stay away from those people.
Stay away from them.
Yeah.
But the red flags are there. I love that you do that in the beginning because I believe that agents, when they're recruiting, they go through like a honeymoon phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've been married for how long now?
8 years now.
8 years.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that there's things now. Y'all been together 8 years.
Yep.
There's things you guys do to annoy each other.
Of course, yeah.
You probably did those things year one.
Yeah.
But you didn't. Oh, what are you talking about? She's perfect,
Yeah.
right? Like, just there's nothing. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Nothing that she does bother.
Yeah.
And vice versa, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Ronnie's an angel.
Yeah.
Now they're like, dude, Ronnie, you left your shoes here. You did whatever, like
Yeah.
little things. But my point is those red flags were always there,
Yeah.
right? Same thing in a recruiting atmosphere. The red flags that show up later as not calling back your clients, debt,
Yeah.
this, that, they were there. Like a shortcut. I'm going to skip these videos. Hey, I'm ready for the conversation.
Yeah.
No, you ain't, bro.
Yeah.
What were you doing prior to that? What was your process, back when you guys were doing 150?
It was if you look at the first couple guys on my team, I don't even call them agents. They're like my brothers. Most of them, 2 of them are like my brother-in-law,
Yeah.
cousin here and there. It's just like the closest people that came
Got
to
it.
mind when I thought of spreading the opportunity to
Okay.
to the closest people that could come to mind when I thought of it.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Any weeding out you were doing, like, were you running any ads then? Were you
No, just like all warm market at
all
that
warm?
point.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you weren't even really recruiting
No,
prior to that.
I didn't really take it serious the first year,
Got it.
and I didn't have my belief till like November of last year.
Gotcha. So they get through that process. I watched all the videos. I did the business overview. Still interested. That you said about a quarter, right? So you
Yeah.
give it to 10. 2.5 people.
Yeah.
So, and that's how it should be. Like
Yeah.
when I first was introduced to this business, a guy, and I think he got this from network marketing, but he said you build this business in thirds. Like you get 12 agents. Like go 12 wide, they would say. So put in 12 new agents.
Yeah.
And this could be at any level. They could be unlicensed, so put in 12 new prospects.
Yeah.
Out of those 12, 3 or 4 are going to take the next steps. 3 or 4 are going to kind of hang around and pretend. And 3 or 4 are going to be gone before you know it.
Yeah.
And keep doing this in batches of 12. So you got 12, getting in class. You got 12 getting licensed. You got 12, with their license. Keep doing, and just knowing that every time you're going to start here and it's going to end up here.
Yeah.
But if you do that enough, then next thing you know, you got 12 writers.
Exactly. And then from, everybody thinks that you need to find 100 agents.
Oh.
If you find the 5 or 10 right ones, you will have 100
Correct.
agents. Yeah.
It'll take you longer to find them, but getting them to where they want to go from
Yeah.
a production standpoint will be a lot easier when it's the right person.
Yeah. And then, like, the biggest thing I would say the next step after that is I'm like, hey, man, like, most people that don't take this exam within 2 weeks usually don't end up taking it. So in order to make sure that you're going to be a good fit with us, I recommend that you take that exam within 2 weeks. I don't tell or force anybody because at the end of the day, like, they have to want it too.
Correct.
Like, I
Yeah.
can't force anybody to
Nope.
do anything. If you could do it within 2 weeks and pass it, like, we're going to look forward to working with you. And then after that, like, the training starts. So
Yeah.
I would focus on like a 4-week schedule. So the first week we're focusing on tonality, looking for the agent to close 1 to 3 policies. Second week is mastering the first 90 seconds. I'm looking for 3 to 5 closes. And then the third week is focusing on the objections that come at the numbers. And I'm looking for them to close like 4 to 6. And then week 4 is like going through the script and objections without flaw. And I'm looking for them to close 6 to 8 policies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How many guys you got selling right now?
So right now we're at about 49, and
Okay.
my assistant, one of them sends like the list every morning. There's like about 28 coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you talked about putting out content because that's, it's a fair question. But
Yeah.
I don't know what to put out. What do I put out? Brand new. Like what type of content are you creating? Where is it going? And kind of what is your goal behind?
Yeah. So this was something that, just being around guys like Wiley Hawkins that I picked up, like investing in your business, right? Now, if you look at it, like I've got 2 assistants, 1 content guy. I've got another recruiter, a good amount on lead spend so I could keep feeding my new agents. Like all of that stuff matters, not just the content, because it's all like a work engine and all of that stuff you need it to spend the engine at a high level.
Right.
So in regards to content, man, the way I look at it is I picked this up actually from Eric Bosworth. So every day on my story, there's about 8 to 12 stories. A quarter of them are from me, and then the other 8 are from people tagging me, like other agents on the team.
Yeah.
That's how you get that instant third-party credibility, because it's not just you winning at a high level. Now there's other 6 or 8 guys that are tagging you that are also winning at a high level. And from there, it's like putting 3 posts a week on my page, sometimes 3 to 4. And that's through Instagram.
So
YouTube.
What are you putting on your stories versus a post? What's the difference?
Basically, it's like, closes that came in. Just like spent 30 minutes helping this individual
that goes on the story.
out. Yeah. And in return, we were able to do this. And just simple stuff like that. Or guys will put in their results from the day, Try to make it seem like it's not like a get rich quick scheme, like
right. Yeah,
you got to put in the work, and if you do put in the work, it works too.
Because this business does attract those people as well, right? Oh, you mean I can be a millionaire in 3 weeks? No, you can't. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it does attract those, right? Oh, but you're rich overnight. No, you're not. It's a grind, dude. Yeah. Anyone that you've been here for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't happen in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you need 1 year of really, really learning, mastering the business, Like, if you look at the first phase of what I went through in the business, it was like building a strong foundation, finding my starting 5. Those guys are, my running mates. We run together. They're my brothers. So finding those starting 5 and then doing stuff together and then teaching them how to be better than you. And then if you look into like phase 2 is where I just came out of, I would say last quarter, is hiring staff, scaling, teaching this guy how to train this guy, because that's where the magic happens. And then phase 3, you just light it up.
Correct. Because eventually you'll get to a point where you have too many agents for it to just be you.
You can't.
You can't be all things to all people.
No.
In the beginning, you can, right? You got 10, 15, 20, you have 50 agents. You can, there's a lot you can do, right? Get them together in groups and whatnot. But at some point, you're going to need someone else to recruit the way you do.
Yeah.
You're going to need someone else to train the way you do. And then, like where you were going is, the magic is if then you can teach that person to teach other people. Because right in the beginning, you're going to bring them, you're going to teach them.
Yeah.
You're going to teach them how to sell.
Yeah.
But can you teach this person to teach that person how to sell? Then it's a game changer, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, we do a lot of things, man, to ensure that we're doing everything possible for the agents to succeed.
Yeah.
Every Monday is a team call. Wednesday is a business overview meeting for individuals that are interested in getting in the business. It's a new face, another reason to come win with us here at Family First Life. And then Thursday is the Closers Academy training, and I host those every single week for about an hour in my office. Usually get home at like 8:30 that night. But when you're building, it's bigger than you, and I want to make sure that I'm always hands-on, showing my guys that I'm still leading by example. I'm still paying 40, 50 families a month. Like, that's what my mentor told me that needs to be done. Like, till you hit that million, you can still work in the business. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't be leading by example. And it's true, man. It's just how you allocate your time every day.
Right. One of the things I love about Zach is he's not afraid to get back out, not afraid to get his hands dirty. Like, when the IUL started,
he started selling
like crazy. Yeah, he's like, you know what? Give me some of those IUL leads. Because how else? Like, let's say he didn't do that.
Yeah.
And then he's telling you, hey, Ronnie, you should get into IULs, man. These leads are great, right? Then you call him.
Teach me.
Right, exactly. You're like, well, dude, I'm struggling with them. I've never really called them, but I heard they were good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need to go out there every single day, but he took some time, whatever it was, maybe a few weeks, maybe a month or two, but he took some time, got the leads, got the results, figured them out. He doesn't need to sell for the whole year. I mean, he's an integrity partner. He doesn't need it, but he needed it for his agency.
Yeah.
And then he can be the one. Like, everybody wants to be the guy to teach and train, but if you've not put in the work, what are you going to teach and train on?
That's the thing, man. Like, the biggest thing I learned is, now mentoring some of my guys to the next level is, like, if you aren't doing it or if you haven't done it already, that guy is not going to take you to the next level.
Right.
Like, your mentor, if he hasn't done it or isn't doing it, you're not going to get to the next level.
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, that's awesome, dude. What else? So content-wise, I mean, you're sharing sales on your stories. What about posts? What are you doing differently there?
So in posts, mostly it's going to be like lifestyle, some training, like maybe a lock-in overview or something, like some team culture, chemistry, stuff like that. Yeah.
How many posts are you trying to put out a day?
So on my story, 8 to 12. On my page, 3 to 5. Depends on the week.
A lot of content.
Yeah.
And that's the key, is being consistent with that. It's like creating content's a whole nother job.
It is, man. It's tough.
Right. Like, you're not going to put out 3 videos today and then not post for 3 weeks and expect your account to grow. And then here, your account growing means bringing in more people.
Yeah.
It's every single day.
And you have to be consistent, man. Like, I was watching my upline, Mahmoud Nasser, 23-year-old sales sniper, about to be 3-time Hall of Famer this year, for almost a year. And had he not been posting every day, I would have missed out on the opportunity. And Zach said it on our call the other day. He's like, the reason I post consistently, even at the level that I'm at now, is because I don't want to miss out on the next Wiley Hawkins. I don't want to miss out on the next Mahmoud Nasser or the next Ronnie Salem. The only way you miss out on those guys is by not being consistent on social media.
And it's like it's the result in success that you don't even see because you're watching for a year.
Yeah.
Mahmoud had no idea that you were watching and eventually would join. He just had to keep putting it out. He's looking for the guy who was calling him right off the bat. But because, to your point, every single day, it was always in your face.
Yeah.
And it was enough to where, like, well, what are these guys doing? I'm just, like I'm tired of looking at this, right?
What is this?
Yeah. I mean, it's like our clients, right? How many times do you hear this? Dude, I filled it out because I kept getting them.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. Like, the name of the game is being consistent and, you're not worried about the people that are running their mouth. I remember when I dropped my first video, like, people were telling me they were recording around laughing at me. I'm like, now who's laughing now?
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Dude, everyone laughs when you're small. Yeah. Then when you get big, they want to act like they was always supporting you.
What are you doing, man?
Yeah, it's either that. Yeah, what are you doing now? Yeah. Or they're like, oh, no, I knew he was going to be big. You want to, like, pull up, nah, bro, you said this shit right here. That was you? That was the same user? No, that was you talking shit. Yeah. But what are you going to do? Just laugh at it and keep it moving.
It's part of the game, man.
It is.
No matter what you do as an entrepreneur, like, people are going to talk down about you.
Right.
But it always goes back to that saying, no one doing better than you is ever going to talk down bad about you.
Yeah. I haven't seen Elon Musk talking shit about us. So
exactly.
He's not on there. Jeff Bezos isn't throwing shade at any of us. So, But dude, I'm impressed with what you're doing. It's awesome to see, and I can't wait to see you hit 1 million in December and get you a Hall of Fame jacket come this February.
Yes, sir. Soon.
So, guys, get registered for convention. Go to fflconvention.com right now. There is limited seats, so, like, this is not me being facetious. It will sell out, and you won't be able to get in the door. We don't have the overflow room like we had last time. We actually had to move the Spanish convention into that room, so as much as it's a big convention center, we are limited for space. So I would get your ticket ASAP. And just, if you're serious about the business, right? Like, if you're not, don't waste your time.
Yeah.
But if you're serious about it, because you can't put a price tag on you going out, connecting with Zach, you seeing Jamie with the Hall of Fame jacket, and what that did for your mindset, your motivation, your goals for the next year. And like you said, I mean, you were struggling prior to that. Like you said, what was it, November? You were thinking
9 months.
I don't even know if I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to quit.
Yeah. It's getting around other like-minded individuals, getting to know Grady at the Ignite event.
Right.
Andrew Taylor's assistant just texted me to be on that call, I guess, on Wednesday. That
nice.
Webinar. Just like cool stuff like that, man. Being around those type of individuals is how you get from that 6-figure income level to that next 7-figure income level.
We're talking people that aren't even in your team. Like, you're talking about Bosworth helping out with content. Like, that's what going to these events does. It allows you to network, like you said, like-minded people that are in the same fight you are in, that are either in the same spot you are now or have been there at some point. Yeah. That's the thing about this business. It's so simple that it's almost predictable. You're not going to run into a situation from a building side, from a sales side, that Zach Twardowski hasn't already dealt with.
Yeah.
Right? And then Zach's not going to run into a situation that we haven't already dealt with here at Corp. Like, there's always someone that has gone through that first, but you got to get around the heat.
No, that's the biggest thing, man, is being around those people and taking, accountability for your actions as well, and knowing how you can fix that, because at the end of the day, it all starts with you. Absolutely, dude. Well, Ronnie, thanks again, bro. I really appreciate you coming up, doing this. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button if you've not already. Share this with all your agents. And get to convention. Get registered now, fflconvention.com, all of about $99. It's going to cost you more to drive home, so especially with wife and kids. I know you're going to have to stop, dude. Can you do the 5 hours? No, we're going to fly down. You're going to go straight? Yeah, okay. But whatever you guys have to do, make sure you get the convention, whether you have to fly, drive, or even walk. Just make sure you get there, because – man, that's a place to be, especially if you want to see the true growth in this industry. Absolutely do. Well, thanks again. Guys, thanks. You know where to find us. We'll be here next week on The Next Level. We'll see you then.